We are just before a full moon, and an Aries moon has some interesting lessons. Often it's ready to learn how to harness that rage into a sacred energy, right? Sacred rage. How to not impulsively move forwards, right? How to really harness that passion and that desire you have within you in ways that are really channeled in alignment. I'm seeing the Lovers card in this deck, but I'm also seeing the Mars card. So Mars, the Tower, and Mars is connected to the Emperor, and the Emperor is connected to Aries, actually. So there's that energy of the chaos that can be brought through with that, that ram energy, right? Going right in, harnessing it. There's a lot of passion that can be really, especially don't forget the moon is really your subconscious, your emotion. That not everyone can see that. Yeah, fire, exactly. Expect the unexpected. Okay, so creative, impulse, passion, exactly everything that we've been talking about, right? So it's that energy. You're going to be learning how to harness it. Got Virgo here as well, the Hermit. So it's very it might be this energy, whoever this collective is that I'm picking up on. You have had tests up to this point, leading up to this full moon. The Fool, because there's a new beginning. I can feel it. It feels like you're going through some kind of it's like there's some kind of release, and with full moons there is that energy of letting go and the release, as well as celebrating everything that you accumulated in this moon cycle. So yeah, the Fool, Uranus energy. Uranus is very chaotic sometimes, right? Expect the unexpected, absolutely. Innovation, opportunity, jumping in, rebelling. It's important for what we've just been saying. It's coming through for a reason. Yeah, okay. Oh my God. within 7 to 14 days. This is actually Queen of Fire. It's Leo energy. Got a lot of fire on the table already, and then you've got the Leo card here, the Sun. So that could be relevant, but also just that energy, that fire sign energy. There's a lot of there is a lot of passion in it. I'm getting a lot of desire in this particular message for some reason. Okay, so the element of spirit. So this is really about allowing divine timing. I think this is what you've learned what to do, trusting in divine timing. So instead of impulsively rushing in like you may be having in the past, it's kind of like honoring the right times and the right signs, right? But I also feel like you're getting to that point where you don't even need signs. You're having faith within you, or you're going to be getting to that point. You're just having faith in your inner knowing. Death card, Scorpio energies. Total overhaul. Okay, so there's timeless, it's life force, source energy. Really beautiful. Oh my God, Pluto, judgment. Truly, someone's going through something right now. Rebirth, major change, transformations. And something, I feel like it's actually more on the positive side. So maybe you have been phoenixing, but right about now it's kind of like you're emerging in that energy where you're going to be more fueled. But this is where you're getting to learn how to fuel that fire in more like I said, divinely aligned ways, not just the chaotic energies where you will get a lot of pulls and distractions on your energy from external everything outside of you, whether it's something that you're trying to close out, whether it's like a job, I'm hearing specifically some kind of career path, or even just your environment that you're trying to maybe detach from, so you can really find your center and become who you need to be. Hanged Man, you've been doing this, you've been learning. Spirituality, fantasy, escape, illusion, dreams. You don't want to escape your reality anymore. You want to build that reality. That is what you've been trying to call in. Wow, a lot of creative energy is what I'm getting through here. Look, Venus, Empress. Okay, so we've got Libra, Justice card. So that makes sense, Libra season. Legal matters, truth, integrity, fair and balanced. Whatever's coming up for you is really, oh my God, there's that Lovers card. It's really an opportunity for you to harness your everything you've gained to this point where you've found that balanced energy within you. So you used to be maybe more impulsive and reactive. Well, now it's kind of like you're recognizing, being given the opportunity to lift that veil and recognize when that's coming through. Within 7 to 14 days, and we are talking about the full moon, which is coming up in a couple of days. So, but I also think there's an opportunity here that's coming through for you. An opportunity that's really going to give you an opportunity to see. It's like a mirror. It's going to mirror to you. Who are you now? Who have you become? Because it's time for you to act in integrity. Recognize where you might need to bring balance into a situation. Okay. Justice and judgment. Those are big cards. Okay. Justice and Judgment. And just as I said that, you got Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune. That's why it's so big, because this is a huge turning point. There's expansion, growth, destiny. That could be Sagittarius energy as well, actually. So clearly there's something that you're, like I say, closing out, which makes sense, especially as 2025 closes out as well. But this particular moon, I feel like there's something waiting for you. It's like this pot of gold, you know, and it's all going to, I don't know, especially with the expect the unexpected. I think that maybe this is something you've been wanting for a while, but it's almost like you had to learn how to tame that energy within you and just bring it back to yourself, you know. And that's why it's expect the unexpected, because I actually at the same time feel like it's going to be not exactly what you what you're thinking, envisioning. That's a card I was seeing. Mars, the Tower. Upheaval, sudden change, action, desire. So you're going to have the opportunity to act in a certain way. You've got the Autumn card here. That's a big yes. So definitely. And that's come out with the Uranus card. So huge changes on the horizon for you. And it can be an opportunity if you handle it correctly. An opportunity for that beautiful expansion to take place, you know. Number 3 could be important as well. Just come through. Leo, and let's come out with that Queen of Fire. So strength card, okay? So courage. You're gonna need your courage, confidence, persuasion, wisdom, power to really allow yourself to. I'm hearing something about also you know, when you're kind of allowing yourself to maybe receive a dopamine hit or just a hit of pleasure, something that feels like comfort in the chaos, you're gonna need to check yourself, because you've been going through some kind of test, I feel like, to get to this point where you're not that version of you anymore. So that's interesting. And this is why I think there's going to be a upheaval in your environment as well, a change in your environment. Because I think that you want this. I actually do. Whoever this is, I think you want this. Okay. Yeah, came out. Scorpio, Death card. And this is like where you've been learning how to trust divine timing. You know, the endings, the letting go, the total overhaul. You're not trying to force or push anything anymore. Yeah, you know what you want. Yeah, you're trying to like manifest it or like bring it into your reality and doing what you need to do, right? But you're also honoring that there's a divine unfold taking place, you know. You're part of the greater plan. You really are. Divine orchestration is your absolute divine protection right now, okay? Yeah, Sagittarius did come out Temperance. So moderation, harmony, peace, balance, alchemy. You're alchemizing as you're going through this rebirth. That's come out with the Judgment card. You're really, the transformation that's taking place, you're learning how to find almost like that yin and yang balance between you. But I'm also seeing, you know, the infinity symbol. And it's like you're finding that within you. It's like there's so many different changes that have been taking place that you're learning how to be who you are now. Oh my God, you've got the King and Queen of Fire, and then you've got the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, Aries. Whoa, and you had the Empress before. Wow. So this is the King of Fire within 7 days. So Queen is the 7 to 14 days. So that means in the next 2 weeks, as this full moon approaches and you know, the energies of it continue to unfold, there's going to be some serious changes. There is. And it's going to allow you, to release what needs to be cleared through. Because clearing through things isn't just like it just happens like this, you know. And then it's almost like alchemizing the energy around you for that passionate energy, for this Wheel of Fortune, mixed with this beautiful fire energy to really come through. I mean, honestly, those 2 cards are giving me a lot of passion and excitement. I feel like there's adventure, but it's got to come with the right energy, the right version of you. And this is why you're being shown this right now, because it's all going to be dependent on how you choose to harness that energy. Remember, not the impulse drive and suddenly just like, creating tower moments yourself. You know, it's not about destruction and chaos. It's about being very intentional now. You've been healing. There's a wish that wants to come through for you. Oh my God. 10 of Coins. That's big. That's abundance. So that's come out as well. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. The expansion. This is a family legacy. 10 of Coins. I think that you have the opportunity, truly have the opportunity to open such an abundant cycle right now. You've actually got all of the fire signs on the table right now. We've also got Scorpio and Leo. Libra. Leo's really important. That just keeps coming through. Okay, so with this 10 of Coins, I honestly think that what you're about to create, this is what the big test has been, the upheaval. It's literally showing you the courage that you have within you to move forward in this direction, to find that alchemy, that inner balance, you know, especially when you're going through those, you know, a lot of people, cord cutting is coming to mind for a reason. Cord cutting, it's really important to remember when you want to remove those cords or whatever it is. There's some that, okay, initially it's to do with that removing entities that are attached to you that aren't to do with you, right? But then you've got the other side of it where some people, that you have lessons to learn with certain souls on your path. Until you've learned that lesson, you know, it's not just going to be cutting cords, it's going to be literally you having to repeat a cycle. I think you're beginning to understand that you just, you know, maybe before you were trying to just get away from wherever it was, now you're understanding where I need to learn what this is, and that's the way this cycle gets to close out. The moon, just as we're saying it, the moon. And that is that subconscious that I mentioned. So, I don't know, I'm getting a magical energy, a really mystical energy. Maybe you resonate with that. The moon. I also feel like you don't want to be governed. The star, wish is granted. You don't want to be governed by external energies. So this is, again, you learning how to reclaim your energy. Okay. Seven of Swords in reverse. So something needs to be... okay, so this is making more sense then. That means there's something that's been unspoken for a while, and this record needs to be set straight with it, which is why the subconscious mind is coming up, because I think in the subconscious mind, when that happens, you can start to make up scenarios, create situations. When you have the power within you to set the record straight, you can, if you wait so long, you'll end up just giving yourself so many reasons to not do it. You know, even the excuse of, it's been so long, what's the point now? But you don't realize that the other person or the other, whoever else, what other parties are involved, they might still have some kind of, they might need that record straightened for a reason. You know, that justice energy is coming through for a reason, big, which is why that integrity was coming through for a reason as well. And with the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, you know, this is really, I think that the veil of, the illusion of what this energy has been holding back is lifting, and they're getting to understand it's not just about what they get to hold back and within. It's about the truth of a situation that they need to clear out. For them to have that 10 of coins, a stable, sturdy foundation, it needs to come from a place where it's not about things being left unsaid, you know. They feel more, it's like the conscience is being cleared through or something. They're really clearly seeing things much clearly. My God. And again, they're releasing this attachment to time, needing it at this time. They truly are. It's beautiful. Yeah, 5 of Cups. And then you've got the King of Swords. Okay, yeah, someone was massively operating in logic, right? So sometimes that's important. You need to see the situation for what it is. But in order to really move forward in wholeness and an integrated approach, right, understanding the situation, you need to allow yourself to detach from the conditioning of the mind space, because the mind space is often where that ego is held, because it's telling you all these different stories, everything you've learned in the past, that you've been told, all the traumas that have accumulated, and what they then have, the connotations of those traumas in your mind space, in your heart, the pain of it, the hurt of it, the, oh my God, the same, these people are like this, that person's like this, whatever it is, and about yourself, who you are and what you are. You can break the mold at any time. So really, someone's operating in logic in a time where they didn't set the record straight, and they could have, and it's been in their subconscious mind for a very long time. It was a change that they had to experience, and they were sad. They were actually really, really sad, and they didn't know how to handle these emotions by the looks of things. And this is where they reverted to their logic, their logical approach. Got the Sun here, radiant energy. I think that they haven't experienced this for a long time. Oh my God, the 10 of Swords, final chapter, decisive moment, Wheel of Fortune, my goodness. I think that they haven't experienced that for a while, because they haven't felt liberation, because this has been on their mind. It's been in their back of their mind for a long time. And actually, what I'm getting is it's actually been them. The Hermit, spiritual mastery. So clearly it's been taken a while for a reason. They've been going on this very solo journey, and they've had to really master their inner world. Important. They were so focused on the external, but now they're understanding this better. But also what I'm seeing here is that 10 of coins that they want to create, that's what they've been avoiding this entire time. That's big. 444 could be important. Is important for whoever this message is for. Okay, so that's definitely okay. So you've got the the Knight of Cups here, and that says following your heart. Knight of Cups, you know, the Knight of Cups is an interesting one. Sometimes, you know, it can be that beautiful loving message, but often there can also be that rose tinted glasses energy. So I think maybe that's something that they, I felt like saying, suffered with for some reason. So I don't know, maybe it's hit hard, but you know, they wanted to move forward, and it was like this fantasy, this illusion. They weren't being honest because they weren't being honest with themselves. How could they be honest with the situation? It's like they suddenly wanted this 10 of coins and they weren't even understanding. There's a whole heap of stuff here you've not addressed, you know. They're understanding. They're learning how to follow their heart, and it requires them to be this stepped up version of themselves. 4 of coins in reverse. They've been clearing through, whoever this is, whether it's you. This is somebody who there's been a lot of decluttering, okay? And I'm also talking about, you know, the attachments that someone said. They clearly had some kind of attachments. That keeps coming through. Learning how to remove these. So I think there was way more involved. I'm hearing invested, right? But I think that's more to do with, maybe it was to do with money, business. Maybe there were entanglements with like family and close relationships, you know. And how do you remove yourself from that without, you know, 'cause it's going to filter through all of the different parts of someone's life, and they've had to learn how to clear through that. They weren't following their heart for a long time. Okay. Hierophant. Beautiful. Very grounded, very dependable, sometimes a bit too by the rules, if you want to say that. And that's what's coming through for this particular spread, okay? So there's a reason for that. That means that maybe they have stuck to what they were told, conforming to the conditioning of their mind space and everything like that. But I feel like this is someone who's stepping into their own leadership energy. Okay, so they're recognizing, hold on, I get to create this new tradition, if you will. I get to create my forward movement and how I follow my heart. Important. Someone could have there might be religious differences here, or maybe there's something about religion that was a detail for somebody, you know. And don't forget, I always say, you know, that especially for masculine energies, whoever you're embodied as a masculine energy, it's often the 3D world that you turn to try and understand what's happening inside you. And when you're talking about that spiritual mastery that wanted to come through, religion is often the answer that people can turn to. So maybe that did influence them as well. Okay, so with the 10 of coins, Ace of Cups, overflowing love. That's beautiful. I think this is someone who would have a lot to give if they wanted that family. I'm seeing family unit, but I'm also seeing very much 6 of Cups, comforting connections. I'm also seeing that energy. It's kind of like you have business together as well as love. So it's something about that. It's like you know, so solid, you know. The overflowing love is like someone just has so much love. I'm seeing that, you know, that dark energy is like the loyalty. It's beautiful. This is giving that very much ride or die energy. Okay, it's coming through for a reason. Okay, so I think someone's views on commitment have changed massively, drastically. Strength cards come out twice now, so that's an important message. Number 8 could be important actually. Strength, so someone's finding strength over their own mind, their inner world, truly. The Pluto and the death, the Scorpio judgment energies, that's literally been their inner world. They've been, you know, uprooting in, you know, really understanding it, digging up everything that was buried. This is why they're beginning to understand, actually, that 7 of Swords I'm about to pull another card for, straightening the record in reverse, right? I think that that's been happening internally within them a lot. So maybe things they were going through, you know, family as well. Yeah, it's like they were, yeah, see the Tower. This come up with the 7 of Swords. The Tower and the 8 of Coins in reverse, they were going to they had the same, if this is someone you're connected to and you two had a Tower, this is not, they've had a lot of towers with a lot of people. They've tried to do the same thing again and again and again with different people. It's like the same situation, different faces, but they just haven't addressed what was going on. And now it's like, oh, okay, they're beginning to get it. They're beginning to see it. They're the common denominator, right? A reckoning, truly. And actually, I feel like, you know, if this was particularly a connection or just a very specific connection, situation, they've gone over this again and again and again, this particular tower, again and again, and they're trying to understand it. They really have, and I think that this is where they're beginning to understand, hold on, there's some things that don't fit here, and they're the one who has to set the record straight. It's within their hands to set that record straight, and also to get the answers that they want and desire from the other party. I'm just looking at the King and Queen of Fire. And the Empress and Emperor that wanted to come through before, okay. Oh my God. The Stars said that the King of Wands in reverse. Unpredictable. Think of the world in reverse, seeking closure. Someone was stuck on this for a very long time and they didn't take accountability. They did not take responsibility for their own part in this. Got the Queen of Cups here. It's beautiful, loving, really loving energy. Boundaries, healthy boundaries. They've not understood healthy boundaries, which means they haven't respected other people's. When you haven't got your own and respect your own, you're not going to respect someone else's. When they say to you, for example, they need certain information to make a decision, but you're withholding that information and you're not telling them, then they're not actually getting that, they're not actually in the position to be able to make that decision from their fully informed space that they desire to be in, so they can truly make that decision from their heart. This is someone who was like that. They were holding back, what they needed to, so it was in their favour, so they were getting what they needed in their own way. And I'm not saying it was maliciously intended. I'm saying that this is just the way they learned how to operate because of all the unspoken stuff in their subconscious that I don't think they could handle. These are deep scars, deep wounds, whoever this is. So for a long time they were seeking closure, but they were acting in ways that were just, maybe this is someone who acted in certain ways that you witnessed them, with external parties, or just in ways that just were so out of alignment with their heart, because don't forget they were leading with magic now. This unwelcome change is regret, this loss. They weren't grieving, they weren't allowing themselves to feel, they weren't taught how to, clearly, or it just was felt so much they couldn't handle it. That's sad. That means they didn't have the right people around them to really, really turn to. Truly, if they turned to people, they weren't the right people helping them to learn how to harness that and flow through those feelings, to understand themselves. This is someone who I think that different areas of their life were impacted. Whenever they make that impulsive, rash decision and think that, they're doing the right thing, but it's their ego leading, and they're just being really untrustworthy and unpredictable. I think that this is where they kind of prevent themselves from really evolving. That's what's happened in the past. Okay, well, it came out in reverse, 8 of Wands in reverse, says slowing down. I'll put it down, it's like this. So maybe it's a two-way thing. It can go either way, yeah. 3 of Swords. This is exactly what I mean. Deep emotional pain. They haven't slowed down to process this. They were in that King of Swords energy. Mind over matter, not dealing with it. Going to external parties, Queen of Wands as well, and King and Queen of Wands. External parties to distract them, to make them feel better about things, whatever that was for them. Okay. I don't know, I think that even when they slowed down to try and understand this, they couldn't take it. It was too much, the quick hit. And that was coming through for a reason before. The dopamine hits, the pleasure hits, that's clearly coming through for a reason. There's some kind of attachments that have been really unhealthy that they have turned to again and again. Whoever this is. The Hermit in reverse. Oh my God. There was someone who really thought the world revolved around them. The Devil. So when they were following their heart, they weren't actually taking into account other people. Okay. They weren't, again, rose-tinted glasses in their own, it's like they create this imaginary world inside, and which is sad because I feel like they probably created that from a very young age then, and the external world didn't reflect what they truly desired. So now as they move forward, they want everything to be a certain way. It's like they've had a lot of reality checks. They've had to have a lot of reality checks, and I think that they've had to learn that actually what it means, like the light is also outside in other people as well. And maybe they were really egotistically led, thinking that, other people aren't doing it properly, the healing journey maybe, or whatever it is that comes out, that spiritual mastery. And now they've really had to learn, hold on a second, they've had some towers. All along they were actually masking their own heart. My God, Knight of Wands in reverse. This says reckless show off, actually. That's interesting. So this is what they've been releasing, these attachments that I mentioned, to the external validation, to kind of needing external parties to view them in a certain way. Maybe I'm hearing accolades, I'm seeing, I'm the trophy. Maybe they even saw people around them, as kind of their making them look a certain way, so they have certain kind of people around them so that they look better, the kind of people who anyway, so clearly they've been removing that kind of egoic way of operating. Again, I think that's another thing that they've had to learn how to slow down with. you know, and not just be so quick to the mark. Maybe they were rude. Like that, whoever this is, the impulse is just, they've had a lot of impulse. That means they have not been, that means their Muladhara chakra, their root chakra has not been grounded. That's their stability, that's safety. They have not been in a safe space. They haven't learned how to growing up, but things are changing. 3 of Wands, time to look forward, manifesting your dreams. Let's come out with the Hierophant and the 10 of Coins, the first card. This is someone who's thinking long term. They've had some serious awakenings. That's why all these energies coming through, the death, the judgment, the towers and everything else. And now they're in the process of really finding almost like an internal balance, if you will. You know, removing the tug of war, the mental tug of war. Okay, let's just get 3 more. I honestly think they need to bring some kind of truth to a situation. I really do. They've not acted with integrity in something, and that's it. They didn't see their worth. They didn't see their worth. That's why. My God, I think that they wanted to maybe come forward, but they just didn't think that whoever they wanted to move towards would even, maybe they have rejection wounds, would see that they're worthy of even being heard or seen, you know. Maybe they're scared of that. They have, like I said, deep wounds. So to be seen, it's a big deal. And if that's rejected, I think this would have, don't forget, someone has a lot of ego. That would have, that's like some pain, can't even explain. That's really sad, that is. Yeah, lacking self-confidence. Oh my God. That's come out with that you are enough. This is what stopped them from taking action in the past. And maybe what they thought, what they wanted to move towards, the Emperor, Divine Masculine card again. What they wanted to move towards, they saw on a pedestal. Definitely didn't see themselves even matching that in any way. No matter how many times they wanted the new beginning, right? Okay, yeah. 7 of Wands. Ooh. 7 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So it's worth fighting for, passionate new start. This is what they're beginning to understand. They're beginning to understand. And this means that they're beginning to see that they are someone who's worth fighting for as well. Okay, got the King of Cups here as well. So this is someone who's recognizing not only are they worth fighting for, what they desire is worth fighting for. Because they're finally peeling back the layers of themselves. They're seeing themselves. And that also, which is why they want to set that record straight, you know, not keep doing the same thing again and again and again, you know, and trying to seek closure when actually it's internally within them that they need to hold, like, you know, hold space for themselves. They're beginning to see that. And, you know, that takes a while to get to this stage, to peel back those layers. It can take people a long time, okay? So maybe it has been a while. Oh my God, yet another card saying you are good enough. Virgo energies as well. This is a big deal. The worth here has just been so low. So someone has not, I think that maybe even when they were growing up, they might have had family who kind of, I'm hearing, it's actually really sad, they just weren't validated, they were never kind of given that approval, you know, maybe they need praise, and they just weren't, because they weren't given it as a child, you know, every time they did something, it was judged or berated, it wasn't enough, it wasn't good enough, and I don't know. Nothing will come of this. Yeah, they've always thought nothing's going to come of this. Communication is key. They've always thought this to themselves. They've told themselves a story. They've had a really not a healthy mindset when it comes to what they want. And I'm talking about from their heart, not just what their egos, everything we've been saying so far, right? What their ego has been telling them to, what their logical mind has been trying to drive them in the direction of them doing that. And they're realizing it's not fulfilling them. So what's actually happening? Divine justice is what's happening. Okay, especially with that energy that keeps coming through. Leo energies, yet again. Confidence is your key to success. They've had to learn such confidence, truly. Let's get some cards for this energy to see what else we can confirm. Yeah, the tree. Number 5 and 7, grounded, fertility. This is someone who really wants to, they're thinking long term. Status is such a big deal to them, okay? Lineage, health, vitality, roots, personal growth, past lives, evolving, connection to source. So the connection to divine could be really something coming to the forefront for them. You know, and that was coming through before, I think, but without the energy of being told what that looks like, you know, finding that energy within. They're recognizing that their divine nature is within. Wow, oh my God, got the fireworks and got the torch. It's a lot of fire again. All throughout this reading. Number 30, passion, chemistry, lust, desire. This is exactly what I've been saying. This is what you're going to learn how to harness with these moon energies. desire, kiss, celebrate, happiness, exhilaration, new year, excitement, explosive hot sex. Maybe they are thinking about her head, about what they want. Maybe they clearly are, actually. I was going through. Number 4, dark to light, revolution, courage, fully engaged, forging ahead, liberation, standing up for the truth, bold, passion, justice, freedom. Got this at the bottom as well. So that's the rider. That's like a message coming through. I think, honestly, someone wants, like I say, they want to bring clarity in a situation where there's been... I honestly, I'm getting this feeling that they just think it's late, or it's like it's too late or something. And when they think that, they need to find their balance. Number 5, because yet again, they're not seeing this situation clearly. Centered, meditate, integrating opposing forces. Flow, feeling complete, awareness, just right, equality, well-being. This is where they need to be sitting in order to move forward. For this passionate new start to come through. And that overflowing love to that heart space to lead. It's a little girl, number 13, J, beginnings, innocent, brand new, creativity, spontaneous, carefree, inexperienced, tender, new perspective girl. Move with tenderness, compassion for yourself and for where you're moving, who you're moving towards. Oh my God, it did come out. I spoke about this at the beginning. The dog, loyal. This is someone who's very loyal. And the heart. I think that actually their heart has been loyal for a while. I just think that the actions haven't been aligning with their heart. So actually, I think this is someone who's beyond their heart for a while. 18 and 10. I don't know. I think that... I'm just going to say, I think that they've betrayed their own heart. That's what's coming through. And that's really sad, because that you truly do not see your worth. Again, you truly don't see your worth if you're doing that. Because you're not seeing that you deserve that. You deserve to speak your truth, and also to get away from the energy that even if you did speak your truth and it wasn't reciprocated, then you can move forward towards where you are divinely aligned, that is reciprocated. Someone's been learning their voice. Number 12, megaphone, going public, being heard, shining, spotlight, publish, amplify, broadcast, wider audience, speaking up, increasing visibility, bold, major announcement. Maybe this is something that's sparked this energy within them. They really want to move forward. Maybe they've seen this in somebody else as well. Yeah. Maybe they have a platform. Oh my God, again, drum. This is about speaking up. Self-expression, number 1. Being bold, being heard, speaking your mind, communicating, negotiating, rhythm, balance, order, sending a clear message. Clarity, transparency, masks off. Masks off. I think that this is someone who's had such a change, that if this is someone you're connected to, they're going to present them very differently. Maybe you're expecting them to present the same. They're not. Nervous, communication, the birds. Number 12, 7. Again, negotiating. There's something here about really needing to do this in a way where your negotiation keeps coming through for a reason, right? Holding space for each other and what you both desire. Chatting, debate, discuss, flighty, nervous, ADHD, making contact, noisy, texting or calling someone. Maybe I feel like they're feeling like this right now in different situations. It's like they're on edge or something. Fire, bellows, catalyst, sparking, kindling, getting it going, passion. They know they need to put in the effort here. They do. Don't forget, this is within the next 2 weeks. Okay, it begins with this full moon energies. So, let's see. Garden. So again, public venues, society, crowds, audience, party, meeting, event, a date, community, outdoors, playing the field. 20 and 8. They are someone who likes to be out a lot. This is come out with that card, the stalemate. Chess could be important. Number 6. That's interesting. So they really have been distracting themselves with external parties. Being non-committal, standoffish. And maybe this is like how they're presenting right now. Not even involving themselves with anybody, refusing to compromise, thinking there's opponents as competition and they just don't want to deal with it. Blocked. Maybe they do that delay tactics, holding out, non-committal, whatever. Maybe they think this is actually... I do have a feeling that they're scared that this is how they're going to be met. This is what they have. This is one of their tests for them. This to come true. Number 31, heart and mind. This is what I was saying from the beginning. Compassionate wisdom, emotional intelligence, authentic decision making, integration, holistic insight. Wow, I think that they need to see things beyond what they've experienced, whoever this is, because it's holding them back. It's not good. Maybe they are someone who's quite nervous to speak their truth, so they really do present with a mask. They're really, really scared to be vulnerable, truly. 2 and 6, luck, clover, happy coincidence, unexpected rendezvous, quick fling, good fortune, carefree or reward, short-lived. I think this is someone who literally did live from reward to reward. Remember I was talking about dopamine hits that came through for a reason? Feminine energy. I think that they want this energy with whoever this is that they're moving towards. It's feminine energy. Not the quick rendezvous, the luck. They want it to go their right way. And they have the card on the table, so I don't think that they're seeing it clearly, but that's because they need to be the one who steps into the energy to make that move. Oh, they're ready. That divine masculine energy keeps coming through for a reason. They've got to step up to that plate and not to keep, you have to be, you're ready when you're ready. Not just that you keep excusing yourself. You have to handle what comes no matter what, because it's part of your agreement, your soul contract. You have to handle it. Just get it done. But you do have to be in the space where you can, again, find that balance, that integration, that flow, that equality, that well-being, So you have to face yourself, and that's been their biggest test right now, coming to the fact that they're facing themselves. Number 25, rings, agreements, pacts, cycles, promise, karma, closure, circle of trust, commitment. Going from non-commitment to commitment. Contracts, partnership, reaping what you sow. Wow. I just want to show you, this deck is split, and it's kind of like, it's literally just split by itself, and that's literally the Emperor. Oh my God, and then I just saw the 10 of Cups, so it's up to them. They have, this is their cycle now. They get to clear through the problematic energies, everything that we've been mentioning. Yeah. The sunrise, the magnet, and the key. Okay, so 6, happy beginnings, new day, darkest before dawn, hope, clarity, obstacles overcome, problems ending, bright future, awakening, fresh start. This is on the horizon for them with that Wheel of Fortune that was coming through, that energy that kept coming through before. That's what it is. Magnet, this is what they're feeling right now. Number 32, longing, desire, gravity, magnetic attraction, seduction, yearning, field of influence. Be mindful. They're getting the opportunities via test to learn how to harness the energy now. And not just harness it and, keep it stuck and suppressed, but redirect it to where their heart has been pulling them to, which ultimately is back to themselves. You can't put all this expectation pressure on external to validate you and fill a void. That's where all that self-worth stuff has been coming through. They've been having a lot of lessons when it comes to self-worth, learning how to love themselves, seeing their worth, not just because of they're ticking the tick boxes of society's egoic whatever. They've been in disconnection mode, retreating, disconnecting from the world. Nature could be important. I'm seeing somebody going to a wedding as well. Maybe that's what's triggered this whole thing that they're seeing, You deserve love. Again, you are lovable. And if that's you, work on your self-worth. Okay. Working on your self-worth is important. It's one of the biggest karmic, it's one of your big karmic lessons coming through clearly. Self-worth. When you see your worth, you see other people's worth. Not because they're ticking a societal created box, but truly from that heart. You see a soul. Be mindful of who you're letting help you. Maybe someone is getting help, guidance and mentor, but be mindful of who you're listening to. Is it just, like I said before, they were around people who were just validating that way of existence that was unhealthy for them. Honeymoon, enjoying the bliss of holiday time together. So maybe there is an opportunity to go away together, actually, I feel like. Not yet. I'm seeing that New Year thing. The reason that's coming through then. So that's the opportunity you have. You've got to handle this. Stay optimistic. Positive thinking and faith brings you the romance that you desire, right? So passion. Ooh, lots of passion. 144. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So you have to know who your innermost self is. Chemistry. In order to actually reveal that to each other. And sometimes you learn that along the way. That's the beauty of connections, all connections have a spiritual element. You teach each other who you are. You act as mirrors to each other, Past life relationship. That's why that past life card came through at the beginning with that tree. You've known each other before. This is past life, truly. This isn't something, I think that you're just getting to know each other again. Engagement. See if there's anything else that wants to come through. You have the opportunity. Releasing the X. Time has come to clear your energies. Release your X. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Reconciliation upon the deck. So, there needs to be clarity here that this X energies, or even if it's not like a karmic person, just like multiple energies, they're being cleared, they're being released, right? In order to recapture this playful, this light-hearted energy where you can get to know each other again. You can have that bliss, maybe go away, whatever it is that's coming through, but be mindful of what is driving you. Be mindful, you have to create that foundation of trust before 0 to 100, because a lot of impulse and passion in this energy. So harnessing that energy is going to be so important for you. That sexual energy as well. Because when you truly desire someone, and I'm talking about from the core, not just because, you know, they look a certain way, whatever, like genuinely you see them and it's like, you have to learn how to hold it down. Hold it down. Codependency. This is what's been coming through as well. So there's definitely something about attachment here. Releasing codependency. It's almost like they've displaced that codependency to your person, that attachment towards different things. Okay. So it's about releasing that as well. That's kind of part of the release energy. Big, okay. I do think this is a time to do things differently. I think that this is a time to also approach yourself and what's happening within you with compassionate wisdom, with that emotional intelligence, how you'd want to be received, right? I don't know, I just think that there's a lot of nervousness, you know, there needs to be grounded energy here. You need to bring that grounded energy back within, because there has been a lot of trust in divine timing. And even with this, as it unfolds over the next 2 weeks, understand that there's a transformation taking place as the unfold takes place, right? There's someone's dealing with something that they've had to really find release from, you know, as well as kind of balance within themselves as a result of whatever it is that's been removed or whatever. This is why they've been in retreat mode, okay? This is why they want to retreat themselves. They're really learning how to love themselves now, okay? So it's a two-way thing. But with this beautiful sunrise energy, I'm hearing promising, and you need that. So focus. You've got this, okay? Look after you, especially with these full moon energies. Rest, hydrate, ground as well, okay? And if you do meditate, take note what comes through. I'm just going to get quickly a few more cards from tarot to see if there's anything that you need to know moving forwards, okay? Oh my God. The Lovers. I was seeing that before. It's time to choose that. Your alignment. That's union. That literally says union. But I also think it's about finding that balance within you. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. Because in order to come to the Eight of Cups, remember, in order for this reconciliation, there's things that need to be released. That means honouring each other's timeline, honouring each other's journey of finding that balance within, because it's not easy. There's a lot of internal cogs, you know, pieces that need to fit together for you to then come together and fit with each other, you know. Evolution, truly. I also think someone needs to get out of the mindset about, I don't know why they seem to think that everything's got to change. It's just about, hold on a second. What do you mean? Like, why is that? You know, because I feel like somebody doesn't feel great about it. So that's just telling. They need to fix their mindset, okay? The Four of Wands, celebrating union. So we've gone from the Lovers union to celebrating union. That's long term. With the white dress, okay? Then the Fool, brand new beginning again. That's same with the Uranus energy as well. So rebelling, but in a way where you're saying, no, this is my journey now. Free-spirited, okay, for this brand new beginning to unfold, moving forwards. You've got this. That's a beautiful end to this message. So hopefully if you stayed to that stage of the reading, well done. And don't forget, for this new beginning to come through, there needs to be clarity. There needs to be truth. There needs to be awareness and shed onto something. You need to both acknowledge that there is a change. You both change and you want this connection to be renewed. Because that's what I'm getting here. And that's it. You're both going to need to honour the past and what's happened, really, for both of you on your own journeys and together. Because this is beautiful. You've got the Lovers and the Four of Wands moving forwards, and this Fool. I mean, you're both going to have to have it within you to say, yes, I want to take this leap of faith, and make sure that you're both in the right alignment. That doesn't just happen. People seem to think that you have to literally have the right conversations. Say that actually I want to intentionally align my energy here, you know, so that you don't just regret in the future and then want to like find external distractions again. No, this is about saying, let's see how this goes. This freedom. Freedom's really important for both of you. So that's going to be important as well, holding space for that for each other, okay? So this is beautiful, okay? You have got this within you. Just stay focused, okay? Sending love.